Hello everybody, this is Gretchen Hidell, astrologer, life coach, psychic medium, and so much more. I am here tonight live on Facebook. It is Monday night on August 10th. I am live on my Facebook page every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So if you wanted to tune in live, that's great. Otherwise, you can watch me on the replay on Facebook or on my YouTube channel at Gretchen Hidell. I am here discussing all things metaphysical, astrology, and so much more. And we're going to go over the energy of this week. So welcome everybody who's joining. Hey, Lauren, welcome. Oh, Joanne, hey, welcome. So glad to see you. So basically, I'm going to be talking about this week in astrology. There's a lot of stuff going on, as usual. It seems like this is my theme for 2020. I keep saying there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. So welcome for everybody who's joining. Colette said, "Yay!" Holly, hey, welcome. Glad that you could join. We had big energy today. I don't know if anybody felt it on Monday, the day of the broadcast. We had Mercury was square Uranus, which is sudden upsets, unexpected events, something kind of shocking or unexpected or something coming out of nowhere. It can also be like a little, again, when I mention Uranus or Mercury, it can be feel like a little mini Mercury retrograde going on. So there's that. Jill said, hello, Taurus, welcome. So if you guys are just joining me, please like and share, and post your astrological sign. I love hearing where you're coming from too. If you want to post the state that you're in. TT Rose, hey, welcome. Glad that you could join us. So we have a lot going on this week. It's not crazy sort of stuff like it has been in the previous week. Last week was the big full moon, so there was a lot of stuff going on last week, but this week is basically still yet another week where there's a lot of things. It seems like almost every day there's something going on. So I'm going to jump right into the week. Lauren, Virgo, Vermont, welcome. Iris, Aries times Aries. Katrina, welcome. Sagittarius, TT, Leo. Oh, your birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday. Everybody wish TT happy birthday. We got some Leo goddesses and people here joining us, so that's good. All right, so today we had that Mercury Uranus thing, which like I said could kind of feel like it's a Mercury retrograde a little bit. Now this week is a relatively sort of quiet week, with the exception almost every single day there is something called a quincunx occurring between the major planets. Okay, so I'm not talking about moon transits. So just that you guys, when you read my astrology updates, posts, and stuff, when I'm talking about moon transits are very quick. They last a few hours, half of a day at most. Planetary transits last for a little bit longer, and there's a lot of planetary quincunxes happen. I'm gonna list them out and then kind of go through what does that mean. What is a quincunx? Okay, so Sun quincunx Jupiter tomorrow on Tuesday the 11th. On the 12th, Wednesday, Sun quincunx Neptune. On Friday, Mercury quincunx Jupiter. On Saturday, Mercury quincunx Neptune, also Sun quincunx Pluto, and then Sunday is Mercury quincunx Pluto. Oh my gosh, so that's a lot of quincunxes. So how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 quincunxes. I mean, 6. That's a lot of quincunxes. So what is that, and what does that mean? So basically, and I dare somebody to say quincunx 10 times really fast. Sometimes it's also called inconjunct, okay? So basically what the deal is that these planets, so mostly I'm talking about the Sun and Mercury, highlighting or affecting Jupiter and Neptune and Pluto. Oh my. So basically what this means is the planets right now are incompatible with each other. They have nothing in common. Okay, so the Sun is in Leo, it's forming a quincunx in Jupiter, quincunx with which is in Capricorn, Leo and Capricorn. And I know all y'all are going to be sending me messages. I'm married to a Leo or I'm married to a Capricorn. But really those signs don't have much in common. They're Leo is fire, Capricorn is earth. Leo is a fixed sign, Capricorn is cardinal sign, which is a leader. Meaning that, so all of these planets, none of them have anything in common. They're kind of like incompatible in that way. And so when they highlight each other through kind of not highlighting each other or not getting along, what this produces very oftentimes is blockages, obstacles, upsets, delays. Did I say delays and blockages and delays and more delays? So that's basically kind of what we're doing this week. We're going to be in a delay. It's almost like get into the airport, you got to hurry up and then wait. That's kind of where we are this week. It might be a little bit of a frustrating energy this week as far as if you're trying to do some big major thing in your life, if you're trying to like go forward, slay some dragons and do some things, whatever it is you guys are into. It means that the planets are not operating. So Leo is being blocked by both Capricorn and Pisces. So Neptune's in Pisces, and Pisces is a water sign and it's a mutable sign. Again, not really having much in common with Leo. Okay, so we have this big Leo energy, and Mercury's also in Leo, the sun's in Leo. So basically what we're saying here is Leo is kind of not playing well with Capricorn and Pisces. And so Capricorn and Pisces get along so well together, earth and water, and earth needs water, and it's all just so wonderful and great. But when you throw Leo into the mix, Leo doesn't really, that's not Leo's best BFFs or best friends, and before we all say, well, I'm a Leo and I'm married to a Pisces, or I'm a Leo and I'm married to a Capricorn, that might be true, but you would have to have other things in common in your astrological charts in order for that to kind of come together. So maybe your husband or your wife's moon, let's say, is in Leo, or a rising sign is Leo. So because otherwise it would be constantly trying to find common ground with that person in your life. You'd always have to be kind of like trying to find that common ground. So that's basically what's going on. So there's some points here in the week. I can tell you it might be maybe a little bit better to kind of get things done and get things accomplished. Certainly next week, we have on Monday of next week, and that's going to be the day of the next broadcast that I do. That's going to be a fabulous day to get things done, that Monday and that Tuesday of next week. So on Monday we'll have a bunch of really positive planetary energies, and then Tuesday is the new moon, and that'll also be in Leo. So that'll be much better, but otherwise there's just a lot of quincunxes going on and kind of disrupting this Capricorn and this Piscean energy that we've had happening sort of in the backdrop all this time. Capricorn right now is being challenged, and so is Pisces basically. And we're trying to say, well, how do we find common ground? How do we come together? And that actually is going to be duplicated or replicated in our personal lives this week. How can we find common ground with whoever it is we're dealing with? Say it's a job, say it's our family, say it's a best friend or whatever. We're going to have to find common ground with those people. And also we're going to have to end up finding ways to kind of get along, to meld. Maybe we don't have much in common, but maybe we could still, hey, we're both people. Maybe we could still figure out ways to kind of come together and work something out. These two signs, or really three signs when we look at it with the Pisces, Capricorn, and Leo, all have something to learn from each other. Leo is very loud and proud and sort of, all about it. Leo's ruled by the sun, so it's all about me. What about me? How about me? Let's talk about me, and so Leo can be a little bit like that, but Leo is very kind of extroverted and show a little bit more showy, where Capricorn, behind the scenes, let's do some work, let's get things done. Goals, who cares about that showy stuff? That's all bullshit anyway. Let's just get our work done. And then Pisces is let's drift and dream and imagine and not do any of that stuff. Let's just go on some sort of a yoga retreat or something. And so all three of them, it's almost like at a party. I feel like I'm setting up for a joke here, like the rabbi, the priest, and the whatever part type of joke. What does a Leo and a Capricorn and Pisces do at a party? I mean, they're all doing different things. things. And so how do we get them to come together, play well, and work together? And if we do have obstacles, delays, or sort of blockages coming this week, and if we experience those things, it's something that we have to just have patience with. I mean, there's a lot of scary sort of stuff going on right now. There's, kids are sort of trying to go back to school. The schools are trying to reopen. I don't think any of that's going to work out. By the way, I've predicted that all the way last January when I was talking about COVID-19 and all of the stuff that the fall is going to be having a lot more sort of contentious energy. Now, there was something very interesting that happened today. I only just saw a little blurb about it, so maybe some of you all might be more tuned in. And by the way, if you are joining, welcome. I see a bunch of people are on tonight. Monica said Leo in the 12th house. Yes. And Iris said Oi. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on. So if you guys are just joining, please like and share, and make sure you comment below of your astrological sign. I love to hear from all of you. It's a wonderful thing. So I don't know if any of you heard, but the White House just had a shooting outside of it just like a couple of hours before I even went on live tonight. And so that was that unexpected thing. And so this leads up to the next energy that I would like to talk about and to deal with, okay? The next energy, aside from the obstacles, delays, blockages type of energy we're dealing with, is we have a big planetary thing happening on Thursday, and that's going to be on the 13th. And it's where Mars, the god of war, in Aries, is forming a square with Pluto. Now, I have alluded and talked a lot about how Mars and this fall and everything else is going to start being really contentious. Well, Mars squaring Pluto on the 13th of August, and then on Monday, the 24th Monday of August, Mars will form a square with Saturn. Woo, these are not good. These are very, very, very contentious. So Mars, god of war, is fighting, arguing, aggression. Could be a assassination attempt. I don't know. I mean, like that's definitely Mars energy. Mars square Pluto is definitely like, I mean, I hate saying this, but it's like a school shooting type of situation, mass murders. I mean, all kinds of stuff happens when Mars is activated. And so now we're getting into what this is going to end up being like. So there was a shooting outside of the White House. Apparently Donald Trump was taken out of he was in some sort of a press conference or something, and he was removed temporarily from the conference. So there's going to be a lot of this type of contention, and we're going to be hearing possibly about more violence on the news this week, especially as Mars starts to form that square towards Pluto. And yes, we're already in the zone. We're feeling it now. The peak, when I talk about the peak of these things, it's 3:14 a.m. Eastern time on the 13th, so overnight between Wednesday and Thursday night. However, the tension builds. It's almost like we're walking up the peak of the mountain. The peak is on that night, and then we start to come down. But we're not going to be fully down or away from this Mars type of energy, and it's going to be throughout the fall that Mars is going to be doing this stuff, because we're coming up to also Mars retrograde in Aries on 9/9. So we got plenty of Mars stuff coming, and that is, again, aggression, violence, and all that stuff. Now, I'm talking about the politics here and like sort of the bigger picture and the collective sort of energy. So what does this mean in our own lives? Well, we got to be really careful of conflict. Look, I don't think that necessarily conflict is always a bad thing. I really don't. I mean, sometimes, I don't know if any of you guys have experienced this, but sometimes some of the biggest learning experiences in life come from having a disagreement or having an argument, and it's like it doesn't come out the right way, but we had this big talk afterwards, and now we're better off and all that type of stuff. So when it comes to conflict, there's healthy conflict, and then there's not good conflict. John Gottman with the Gottman Institute, and some of you guys know I'm a dating and relationship coach, so feel free to pick my brain or type in relationship questions, because I just love receiving relationship questions. But John Gottman from the Gottman Institute, all pretty much psychotherapy in couples therapy is based on John Gottman's work. So he's like the grandpa of all of what we know about relationships right now. And John Gottman has something called the Love Lab. And in the Love Lab, what he has proven is that couples, it depends on how couples fight to see if they're going to make it or not in a relationship. It's not if they fight. In fact, a lot of the couples he found fought quite a bit, but it was more about how they were fighting and how they came up with some sort of resolution. Or sometimes, a lot of times, what he found is they just agree to disagree, and they don't hate each other and put each other down and call each other names. In other words, it's not toxic fighting. It's that they sit down and they really go over things. And some of them fought quite a bit. There's this perception out there that if you kind of fight or bicker with your partner, that's not healthy and it's terrible and it's no good. That's actually not what he found in his Love Lab experiments. What he found was that it just depends how you fight with your partner. So that can be a thing. Hey, July, welcome. So glad everybody could join tonight. I'm excited. So basically that's what the deal is that we're going to have some conflict this week and possibly need to have some conflict resolution. And the sort of frustration dynamic is that all of this is encased in these quincunxes. So it means that, we might want to achieve something and accomplish something and push towards something, but it's hard to come, to kind of get movement here. We're sort of stuck, we're kind of flatlining a little bit this week. This is kind of just the way it is. And it just is one of those things. Now, so there's two kind of bigger things I say three actually. There's sort of three things that are kind of important. So tomorrow is going to be the second quarter lunar cycle in Taurus, 19 degrees Taurus. So if any of you know your chart and kind of know what that looks like, it's one of those things that you can find that on your chart and see where 19 degrees Taurus is. Taurus is a fixed sign. So we're going to be having the second quarter lunar cycle, which means that we're halfway between the last full moon last week and the new moon coming next week. So it looks literally like a half of a moon in the sky at night, and that's going to be coming at 12:45 p.m. is the height of it. So we'll be seeing that half moon marker. What this is I call it a second chance full moon. Basically, so full moons, right? We're getting rid of things, we're purging things. How'd y'all do on that full moon, by the way, last week? It was pretty big full moon. We're purging things, we're getting rid of things, we're releasing things. So what do you want to release this week, tomorrow, in reference to our second quarter lunar cycle? So if we were doing the farming analogy, remember full moon, we're picking the fruit and we're harvesting. Then on the second quarter lunar cycle, the farmer has to clear the field because we already picked the fruit, so everything's done. We're clearing the field. We're getting rid of the dead debris and the old plants and raking the leaves, because next week on the new moon we plant the new seeds. So I always call this the second chance full moon because we're treating it almost like a little mini full moon, okay? And it is a time where you want to move your physical body there, and sometimes some astrologers refer to this second quarter lunar cycle as like a time of reassessment or reevaluation. Like you have to kind of make a decision, a choice, or whatever. Now, Taurus always has an association with it with money, honey. So it might have a money component to it or some sort of material thing or whatever. And again, it depends on where it is in your astrological chart to know specifically where Taurus affects you. But Taurus in general is our material sort of world. Don't hate me because I'm a material girl in a material world, right? I mean, it's kind of like that Madonna song. I know I'm dating myself, but whatever. So anyway, so that's basically the deal with Taurus, second chance, full moon. So you're going to be wanting to get rid of something, reassess something, purge something, get rid of something. And remember I always say this is a good time to kind of reapproach that full moon list that you had going, and to see like how we doing with letting go of whatever it is you were going to try to let go of, and just releasing that stuff. I also like to light candles on the quarter lunar cycle and say prayers or intentions or whatever. So Jane Moonwolf, hey girl, how you doing? Yay for Gottman, John Gottman. Yes, he was very important in our modern day relationship and what we know about relationship and love. Pluto and Mars, oh lordy, definitely sounds like a big transformational energy. I love the analogy, helpful / transformative fighting. Let's hope, right? Julie said, yes, please say hi. Hi, Kaylee. I hope that was a shout out to Kaylee. Jill said, can we still do our manifestation list? Okay, so manifestation list is on the new moon, Jill. So save the list for what you want to grow and manifest, because you're going to plant those new seeds on the new moon, and that's going to be on the 18th, coming up at 26 degrees Leo. Okay, but right now we're still working on what do we want to release and what do we want to let go. Because remember, as the light is full, is the maximum brightness on the full moon, and then it dies down to be on the new moon. So it basically is the deal. Oh, by the way, fun fact, y'all, guess what? There's a meteor shower going on. Perseids meteor shower. So the height of it is actually tomorrow night, and so the 11th and 12th. But unfortunately in Vermont here, it's raining right now, so we can't see any shooting stars. But there is a meteor shower, and I love those meteor showers. I actually love to manifest under meteor showers. I don't know why. I feel like heightened connection to the world, to the planet, when I lay under the stars and I look up and I can see the meteors and the shooting stars. I have been able to really connect and do some really transformative meditations under those times. So that's just a little fun fact that has nothing to do with astrology, but I'm all about the stars and the planets and the universe stuff. Okay, and then we have the quarter lunar cycle on Tuesday the 11th. On 13th, we have that Mars square Pluto coming up, which is going to be flavoring this whole week. So there's going to be transformational fighting. I like that reframe, Jane. Transformational fighting. That's what we're going to be doing this week. And also some blockages and kind of clogged up, stuff. And then on the 15th, Saturday, Uranus is going retrograde. Yes, Uranus is going retrograde. So the planet of sudden upsets, shocks, unexpected events, all kinds of things is now going to be going retrograde. It starts at 10:25 a.m. Eastern time. It stays retrograde for 4 to 5 months. It's in Taurus, okay, so it's going to be going backwards in Taurus. And, that's just, I don't know, these outer planets, when they go retrograde for almost half of the year. So once they go retrograde, I always feel them right when they switch. I tend to feel those planets, and then it kind of goes away. It fades into the backdrop because we get used to the planets being retrograde. Like right now, Saturn's retrograde, Jupiter's retrograde, Neptune's retrograde, Pluto's retrograde, Ceres is retrograde. There's a lot of retrograde planets, but are you feeling it acutely? No, because they've been retrograde now for a few months. So we're not feeling it acutely. It's not in our face. Are things flowing like 100% great and forward and wonderful? Probably not, but we're not feeling it acutely in our face where we're like, Saturn retrograde's getting me right now, It's not like that. When the personal planets go retrograde, like Mercury, Venus, Mars going retrograde, that's going to be a big one on 9/9. We feel those because they're right up close and they're personal and they are closer to the Earth, and we can feel their pull a little bit more. Where these far away planets like Uranus going retrograde, it might, again, Uranus is all about something that's sudden, unexpected, shake-up. So literally we could be hearing about some more earthquake activity. There was an earthquake in North Carolina, which was kind of strange. By the way, the Uranus line, you know how I'm always talking about the different lines. I should print out another map. Uranus line, this is an old map, so I can maybe print out a new one next broadcast. The Uranus line actually is all the way up here and kind of goes out over the east coast. Okay, so like you can see where that's Quebec, Vermont is over here, you know, New Hampshire. It kind of goes out to sea, the Uranus line. So it is affecting the East Coast. Uranus is very, very close to the East Coast. Now, we don't usually get earthquakes, as you know, but you know, I've told you, when Uranus was actually over Vermont, we got earthquakes. We got it like a 3.0, like more minor earthquakes, 1.0, and like whatever. There was like some really minor ones where we just had a little tremor and then that was it. But for us, that's unusual. You know, I mean, that's not a common thing. So for North Carolina to have an earthquake, that was kind of different. So Uranus is starting to kind of get active right now because it's preparing to go stationary. And what it does is it goes forward, then it stops, it goes stationary, and then it starts its retrograde, meaning it goes backwards. So the week it goes stationary, again, we don't feel like a whole lot's going on, where you might feel stalled out. We might be feeling a little blocked or like, oh, what's going to happen? What's going on? We want some forward progress, but it's a little hard. It's almost like there's going to be multiple steps added to our day, which is sort of interesting. So things, again, are going to get better. Even on Sunday, the 16th, 17th, and 18th, we have a lot of activity, more positive activity of next week. Mars is going to form a trine with the Sun. Mercury forms a trine with Mars. The Sun conjuncts Mercury. Then we have the new moon. So there's a little bit more movement next week, especially next weekend, getting into the beginning part of the week. It's just that this week we're sort of clogged up, okay? It's almost like we have pipes with a big hairball in it. You know, like we have a clogged pipe, okay? And we're trying to pour Drano and those enzymes and all that kind of stuff on the cloggage. And this week is a little hard to get it to go whoosh and flow. And so just remember, patience. You know, this is a really long way of saying we all have to have a lot of patience. We all have to slow down. It's like, yes, Claudette, molasses. Jane said, I remember when I was 5 years old, I was in a toy store on Church Street at the First Night Festival. Yes. Yes. Was that where there was a shooting star, Perseids meteor shower? Is that what you were talking about? We are having that cloggage and molasses, and then our job is to not really struggle, you know, like you know how they say in quicksand, if you struggle, an earthquake. I'm sorry, Jane. Yes, an earthquake was on Church Street. Yeah, I mean, they're very unusual. Anyway, getting back to quicksand, if you struggle, you know, you get in further and deeper and you can't move. That's basically what the deal is. So we got to just, the best thing to do is to ask yourself, what is this lesson? What am I supposed to be learning right now? Okay, learning and growing. Okay, what am I supposed to be learning right now? By the way, there's 28 people here live with us tonight, and that's amazing. So thank you, everybody, for who's joining. And so what are we supposed to be doing? We're learning, we're growing, what are we doing? And so that's basically what we're going to be asking ourselves. What is this teaching me? What is this blockage teaching me? Why do I have to slow down and have patience? And what is that showing me about myself? Why am I rushing and pushing? And, you know, I've noticed even in myself, like, let's say I really, really want to talk to somebody on the phone and I'm like, I have to talk to them, my friend or whoever. Well, that sometimes is the very person that cannot pick up the phone and they are just unavailable. And it almost seems like the more I put out my energy and I'm pushing and pushing and pushing, like, come on, I just need to talk to you, the further and further and further. So sometimes I'll just like sit and just allow it to come to me and just go, okay, they're just not available. I can't talk to them right now. This is not a thing that's happening. I just need to just move on and do something else. And I will. And as soon as I like sort of take my foot off that aggression pedal, it comes. It opens up. It starts to flow again. It's almost like I'm trying to push too hard. Okay. You know, sometimes with blockages and cloggages, like sometimes you just have a little bit of a flow going on, just a tiny bit. Well, if you try to pour all this water into a drain that's like a pipe that's clogged and there's just a little drip, drip, drip that's going through, what's going to happen is the sink is going to fill up or the shower is going to fill up. So you just want to stop that flow. Okay, as much as we are being pushed to do that right now because Mars wants us to go forward, wants us to push, come on, drive, get it done, let's go. the rest of the planets are like, no, just time out. Time out, and you got to like kind of sit back. So that's kind of what the message is this week, is how can we learn how to slow it down, and some of it I wrote today on my post about the Taurus moon and about grounding, getting outside, getting fresh air, feeling your feet and your toes in the earth. And I talked a bit about earthing and grounding into the earth. And if anybody, I know there's a lot of healers on here tonight. If anybody has wonderful techniques that you guys use to ground and to get back into your body, and like what is your favorite tool or technique, because I love hearing what everybody does. I will give you a few, and nature, getting into nature is definitely one of them. Now, if you're in downtown Manhattan, that might be a little hard to get into nature, but getting outside, getting into nature. Look, I've definitely hugged a tree before. I don't know about you guys, but I've been known to hug a tree. But one of my favorite things to do, especially in the summer, is to walk around my yard in bare feet. Feeling the grass on your toes and feeling that connection to earth and Mother Earth. It's literally called earthing, where we are able to sink into the earth. Erin said squatting, preferably in dirt of some sort, like getting real close to the ground. Yeah, like being connected to the earth and to the ground. Being at the beach is a great one. Holly said, I love earthing. You go barefoot whenever possible. So I don't know if any of you guys know about earthing, but the earth has an electromagnetic field. Okay. And we have an electromagnetic field in our body, and it's called an aura, and it's all that stuff. And so when we connect with our body to the ground, our body to the earth, there's something that happens where there's this beautiful energy exchange, and it actually helps to kind of get our equilibrium sort of sorted out, if you will. It helps to ground our energy, ground our body. Hey Gretchen, welcome. Colette said, this is my week exactly. I feel everything feels like quicksand and so many added steps that your head is spinning. But yes, stop and reflect on this as a lesson. Lauren said she likes to sit under a tree and feel the tree's spirit. So trees definitely have wonderful healing energy and grounding, and especially while the moon is in Taurus, we want to definitely sink in. Claudette said spent the last 2 weekends out remote camping. You have land, but it's so close to society. Out the reservoir, you feel at home. Oh, that's so wonderful. Marilee said watering flowers keeps you grounded, very calm and happy at the same time. I was going to say, like, if you're tuning in now live from like downtown Manhattan or LA or some very busy place, do you have plants in your home? As you can see, I have big plants in my home. I love my plants. So definitely going to a greenhouse, going to a garden supply place is another great thing too, if you don't have access to wide open spaces and things like that. Maybe going to a garden center, all of that stuff. If any of you guys have any other tips or tricks for grounding yourselves into the earth, Jane said, oh my God, as a Taurus, all this sounds so yummy. Earthing, singing. Oh, yes. I love to chant. Actually, I do chanting. It's called kirtan, and I love to chant and sing. But yeah, sometimes that's fun too. Dancing around the living room. I don't know if any of you guys do a little dance around the living room, but that's always fun too. It doesn't even have to be crazy landscaping and hard on the back and all that stuff. It's just like about connecting and pulling your energy and taking that moment to just go, okay, I'm pushing here, and nothing's happening. I need to slow it down and say, what is this lesson teaching me? What is this lesson teaching me? A great way to, if you have a lot of like sort of scattered energy, a great way to sort of chill that out is howlite. HOWLITE is howlite. I've shown you guys this before, but this is basically a dyed howlite. Usually it's white with darker, it almost looks like marble, but this particular one is dyed in the color of turquoise. I love the howlite. Danielle, yoga, yes girl. I definitely agree. Doing yoga, Pilates, dancing, great way to get back into the body. You have a breath work. Do any of you guys do any breath work? All that stuff. Oh, Marilee, hula hooping. That's awesome, which is grounding and fun. A favorite one that I like, dark chocolate, okay, actually is extremely grounding. The darker the better, or cacao. And that's a great way to ground the body. Patchouli, I know some people hate the smell of patchouli, but patchouli is extremely grounding. Actually, those earthy scents are very grounding. So some aromatherapy, all that stuff is great. But yeah, earthing is wonderful, and that's one of my favorite things. As much as I can in the summer, I go barefoot. In Vermont, it's hard to be barefoot a lot of the year because, it's freezing cold. And usually there's a lot of snow and ice on ground. So pretty much as soon as the weather gets warm, I don't really even like to wear socks. I am a person that likes to just really have my feet in the dirt, and on the earth. If you can do it on a beach, oh my gosh, that's delicious and yummy as well. Spooning your feet, holding your ankles while in a forward fold during yoga really helps you. Yes. You can also, I'm trying to show you, but, on the ball of your foot, like right kind of where it like sort of dips in on the ball of your foot, you can massage that gently. And that is an area of your body, like a little reflexology tip that actually can really get you to kind of calm, get back in your body, calm down, just slow it down a little bit. Holly said she loves patchouli. Yeah, some people love it, some people hate it. This is a good time, that earthy kind of smell, like sage, patchouli, all that type of stuff. Walking in the woods as much as possible. These are all great ways to kind of ground and get back into our body. So we need that this week because we're being asked by the universe to slow down, and also kind of, can be, sort of contentious. Some of this week can be really contentious. So we want to like kind of wait. Like, it's almost like we're learning how to wait with grace, patience, and ease. How about that as a meditation? I can wait with grace, patience, and ease, and the universe brings me what it needs to bring me in a timely manner. Archangel Metatron, by the way, is a wonderful archangel to call upon when you need assistance with time, because time is sort of Metatron's deal. Archangel Metatron is a wonderful one to sort of call upon when you need help with timing. So if there's a timing issue that you're having, you just ask Archangel Metatron to please allow this to come in a timely manner that's perfect for me and everyone involved. And so I like to say that little prayer when I'm doing prayers. So I'm actually, speaking of angels, I'm going to use the Saints and Angels deck. I'm going to pull one card for the collective, for everybody who's watching this broadcast and what you guys all need to know. Erin said, usually covered half the time. No. Lori said 3/4 of the time. Yeah, it's colder most of the time than we can wear bare feet, but it's okay. I like to, even when it's pretty cold, I'll actually still wear some bare feet. I just am a fan of that. I think it's great. This heat is challenging. Yes, talk about slowing down. We're not used to all this heat in Vermont, and I know there's people who love heat and people who don't like heat. I'm challenged by the heat, actually. I don't feel as good in the heat, so this has been a little challenging for me personally. Okay, so let's do a card. I'm going to ask, and if anybody has any questions or anything you guys want to know, I'm just going to take a couple tonight, but I'm going to right now pull a collective card. What is everybody who's on this broadcast, who's watching either live or on YouTube or on Facebook? What do you guys need to know about this week, and about how, what's the most important thing that can help everybody that is watching, that is a message from the saints and the angels that will be able to guide us? Woo! There we go. Emotions. I don't know if you can see her. So this is a direct message from Saint Dymphna. Saint Dymphna. I know that's a little hard to pronounce. So she is the patron saint of the mentally ill, is what she's called. And she's not a very popular saint, but I think she should be one of the most popular saints because, hello, depression, anxiety is classified as mental illness. So I mean, like, don't we all have that? I mean, if that's the definition, then I definitely have a problem, right? Because I've had problems in my life with anxiety or whatever. So definitely Saint Dymphna is here to help us, and what she basically says is that we have to slow down and deal with our emotions whenever we have to, like, when we have this sort of kind of frustrating. We have frustrating energy this week, right? So we're frustrated and we have anger. That's like kind of, 50 Shades of Grey of like of descriptions of Mars, really. Frustration is kind of like anger's cousin, So we have all this kind of stuff going on, and maybe some blockages, and then it's like, I just want to go. I just want to do this thing. Saint Dymphna is here to help us. Okay, how do we deal with our emotions? And she's like Archangel Uriel. She's often featured with a lantern, because only her, blue is the color of emotions here. The lantern is here to help us, okay, with our emotions, and to be able to see our emotions clearly. So this gives us a little bit more insight and foresight, because there might be some emotional things that we have to deal with this week. So I hope that helps. All right, so July said, any guidance on career change? All right, let me see. July, I apologize, I have some little allergies. Career change for July. What does July need to know about her next step? I'm going to say, what does July need to know? Oh, gosh, we have a lot of cards. Too many to read there, but that means there's a lot of activity. If you guys ever have your own cards and you practice, when they fly out like that or they become lively, it means that the question that I am asking the cards has a lot of energy surrounding the cards. Okay, Jesus, they're all trying to flip out. So that was the card of child, by the way. It just kind of tried to come out. So what does July need to know about the changes that are coming? Specifically, she wants to know about career. These are not career cards, July, but you're getting the card of miracle. This is the card of miracle. Okay, so, and he's got the world in his hand too, by the way. So July, here's the thing. I know you're going to try to figure something out, but this is kind of saying that, in a way, that there's going to be something that comes, it's either unexpected or whatever. What I'm intuitively getting, because these are not really career cards, these are cards from the saints and angels, so they don't have like, these are like it's a little bit more of a gentle deck. But what I feel is you're just going to keep getting like opportunity, like maybe it's like another, I happen to know July, so I'm talking to her like that she has another like gig or house thing that you do, or some kind of a thing that I feel like it kind of falls into place. Like, I know you're trying to make something work, but that doesn't feel like that happens until next year. I'm sorry to say. But in the meantime, I still feel like you're taken care of. Like, I feel like you still have opportunity. I feel like there's still things that come. I almost feel like it like lands on your doorstep or whatever, and somehow like you are taken care of financially, and you're able to pay your bills and those types of things. So I hope that helps, July. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Sarah said, yes, nailed it. Iris, I have 2 applications out, a job for an apartment. Do you see good vibes? Yes, Lori said just what we talked about, damn emotions. Oh, Joanne, let me, okay, so let me answer Iris's. Okay, you have a job application and an apartment application. See, these things are the things that will get clogged up this week, Iris. Just letting you know. Will something come? Higher education learning, okay? Higher education and learning. Okay, this is your guardian angel talking, Iris. And so I don't know if you can see, she is holding a scroll or like some sort of piece of paper here. Higher education and learning means you need to possibly go back to school. Sometimes that literally means that. I feel like you're not going to hear back until like some of this energy clears up, possibly even next week with the new moon and like the more like sort of conducive things. Something's being highlighted though on Saturday, so we'll see. we'll see. Maybe you find a different apartment or something. I don't know about this apartment, but I do feel like there's going to be a different apartment or something that comes that feels different. So hang on, Iris, because you feel like you're getting caught up in that clogged energy, but you definitely are going to be able to do something, okay, that you'll be able to do. So yeah, as soon as, yeah, I said delays. Yeah, I just feel like there's gonna be a delay, and I don't know if that's the right apartment, the one that you had the application on. I'm not sure about that. It feels like you might end up going to a different place. It's like there's that place and then there's another place like right over on the side. So like it feels like there's a different place coming. Joanne, let me yeah, I wanna see if there's a message for you from your son. What does Joanne's son want to say? What's the message from Joanne? He's telling you not to be so sad, to be happy, optimism. Okay, guardian angel. Yes, I do feel him, and that's a yes as far as a yes-no answer. Optimism is a yes answer, Joanne. Yes, he is around you. I feel like you feel him actually quite a bit. I mean, he comes around. He feels like he hangs around. He's with you all the time in your heart and your soul and your spirit. I do feel that there's something bittersweet about this, like going back to school thing. Like, I don't know if this was the year he was supposed to be going to college or some sort of a thing. It's like bittersweet, like I could have been doing this, but I'm not doing it now. But he knows that you're thinking that and that you know that, and that basically what the deal is that I feel like he's just like guiding you. It's almost like he's like holding your hand like mom's gonna be okay. But I can see he sees you sort of struggling with that aspect of something with this. It was something with this schooling or this school year was significant in some way, shape, or form, Joanne. I don't know why I'm getting that, but I hope that helps, and that he sees you struggling with it. But he's saying, don't worry, like, he's okay, he's safe, he's fine, he's good. He just knows that you're struggling, so he's staying close with you and staying close to your heart because he knows you're struggling. But he's fine, okay? He's fine. So you don't need to worry about him. He's okay. So I hope that helps, Joanne. I hope that makes sense. But there's something about this, like, that you just feel like you're lamenting on, like this would have been his, I don't know, senior year, like college year or something. And I can see he's feeling, there's something with school that keeps coming up. So I can see he's feeling, that he knows that you miss him and that you love him. So he's hanging around you. You don't have to worry. You don't have to worry. He's good. He's good. He's in a good place. So I hope that helps. All right, everybody. So I have to get going because I have to let Miss Lily out and of her crate. So I just wanted to say to everybody, thank you so much for your continued support, for watching on Monday nights. Please go subscribe to my YouTube channel. And Instagram is wonderful. And then you guys can subscribe and follow me. GretchenHidell.com is my website. If you guys want to have a personalized astrological session, I am booking out almost 2 weeks now. So if you want to get in, let me know. Send me a private message or whatever. And I appreciate all your love and support. And I am sending out my love beams to all of you all. Remember, you want to earth, you want to ground. You want to, like, okay, if there's a lot of things going on and if you have a blockage or a cloggage or an obstacle, just sit with it for a little bit and just allow it to wash over you and say, what's the lesson I need to learn about this? What do I need to know? And don't allow others to bully or push us around either. That's another thing, because other people are in this sort of thing. Someone cuts you off in your car, just let them go. God bless, let them go, and just kind of let them on their way. We can't take all this stuff personally because everybody right now is really struggling. There's a lot of struggle going on in the universe. So, all right. So stay safe, everybody. Lots of love. Namaste, and have a great night.